Right now at noon, the House could vote on the deal to reopen the government as soon as tomorrow. The next steps and why many Democrats are not happy. Plus, how the Packers are looking for answers on the offensive side of the ball after falling to the Eagles on Monday Night Football. This is News 3 Now at noon. Thanks for joining us. I'm Josh Spreiter. The House could vote as early as tomorrow afternoon on the compromise deal to reopen the government. This after the measure cleared the Senate after a record 41 days. Natalie Brand is at the White House.
Amid nationwide travel delays, House members are on notice to return to Washington for a vote as early as Wednesday to reopen the government.
You need to begin right now returning to the Hill. We have to do this as quickly as possible.
Right now, we're focused on dealing with the bill that's coming over from the Senate to the House, and we're going to fight hard to defeat it.
But with President Trump's backing, the measure is expected to get the House GOP support it needs to pass.
We're going to be opening up our country. It's too bad it was closed, but we'll be opening up our country very quickly.
The Senate-passed compromise package funds the government through January 30th, extends funding for SNAP or food assistance benefits for a full year, and reinstates federal workers who were laid off during the shutdown. 8 members of the Democratic caucus backed the measure, saying the pain of the shutdown was getting to be too much.
I think collectively within the caucus, they realized this has to end.
But the deal does not include an extension of the Affordable Care Act tax credits that Democrats had been fighting for, prompting many to call it a setback.
A lot of people, not just Democrats, Republicans are going to be hit harder with these doubling of premiums actually than people in Democratic states. So this is a disaster all across the board, and people are bitterly disappointed.
Some federal workers question what it was all for.
To shut down the government over subsidies that it seems like won't even be a part of the negotiated deal seems to me to be a wasted month.
Furloughed workers could be back on the job as soon as Thursday. Natalie Brand, CBS News, the White House.
Republicans have a 2-seat majority in the House, leaving very little room for dissent within their own party in order to pass the bill in that chamber. As for the latest on SNAP, the Senate's new spending bill does include crucial funding for SNAP food assistance. Recipients started the month without their payments, and court orders and the Trump administration have been at odds. Complying with the judge's order, Governor Evers ordered the state to distribute payments to 700,000 Wisconsinites. When the Trump administration told the states to undo those payments, Evers refused.
He can claw all he wants. He can get his big fingers out there and start bringing it back. It is not going to happen. They have no authority to do that. Clawing something back that he can't claw back is a dream maybe for him, but it's going to be a nightmare for him because we're not going to do it. It's as simple as that. The answer is no.
After that, the state's federal reimbursement was frozen. Governor Evers and DATCAP are telling stores they should still accept food share. So here's what you should do if a store isn't accepting your Quest card. DATCAP says you should notify store staff that you do have a balance on your card. Call the Wisconsin Consumer Protection Hotline at 608-422-7128. If you still need additional food assistance or baby formula, you can also call and dial 211. DATCAP secretary says nobody has been turned away yet. Today is Veterans Day, a time to honor those who served this country, and special ceremonies are happening throughout the day. One of those just happened at the state capitol this morning. Now this afternoon, the Memorial Union will also host an event in celebration of the union's 100th anniversary of breaking ground as a memorial to service members. That starts at 1:30. Several businesses also have freebies for veterans and service members. They include free meals at Mr. Brew's Tap House, Texas Roadhouse, Applebee's, Starbucks, and Famous Dave's, as well as special discounts at Hy-Vee and Festival Foods. A DeForest family is mourning the loss of 26-year-old Ariel Spillner. She was shot and killed in Milwaukee last week. Her friend, 32-year-old Jamaica Mills, is expected to make her second court appearance on first-degree reckless homicide charges next week. A criminal complaint shows Mills told police she shot Ariel when the pair became paranoid after smoking weed. Mills also accidentally shot herself. Mills says Ariel came over to cut her dog's hair, and Mills became afraid Ariel would stab her. Mills later admitted to police Ariel did not make any threats, and Mills didn't see Ariel with the scissors.
Confusing on how that all transpired so quickly and how I now have to kind of go on living my life without my sister. We have literally talked every single day, FaceTime and phone calls, anything. She was always the person I would call first to tell her everything and anything.
You just heard from Ariel's sister, Courtney. She tells News 3 Now she doesn't think the charge of first-degree reckless homicide is enough. Now, first check of your first warn forecast. Here's meteorologist Jacob Montesano. Hi, Jacob.
Hey, Josh. Temperatures still on the colder side today, ever so slightly better than yesterday, but right now we are still in the 30s. A few areas further to the west, though, are seeing those temperatures improve into the lower 40s, but as I mentioned, still on the colder side. But looking at the temperature change from 24 hours ago, about 5 degrees warmer, but those locations to the west about 10 degrees warmer. And tomorrow, we're going to continue to see those temperatures warm up. Now, we had some light snow showers this morning, but as you can see on the current radar, not seeing anything across southern Wisconsin. And as far as precipitation goes, we really aren't going to see anything across southern Wisconsin for the next several days. So for today, a mix of some cloudy skies and sunny skies, a little bit more sunshine further west, a little bit more cloud cover north and east. But again, not expected to see any precipitation for the rest of the day. Highs will be in the lower 40s for a lot of the area, middle 40s further to the west. The lower 40s, though, still below normal. Average high is in the upper 40s this time of the year, but we are likely going to get above that level for the next couple of days. Now, fast forwarding to tonight, lows in the middle 30s, and we are going to see skies become mostly clear with a lot of sunshine tomorrow. But I will talk about that warm up and mention our next chance of precipitation, but it's not going to be for several days. I'll have the details on that coming up a bit later.
All right, Jacob, we'll see you then. Thank you. Well, it is back to the drawing board for the Packers after last night's 10-7 loss to the Eagles. It happened on Monday Night Football. Green Bay's offense struggled throughout the entire game and made mistakes on plays that could have changed the game. Packers quarterback Jordan Love threw for 176 yards. Running back Josh Jacobs led the team in rushing with 74 yards and the team's only touchdown. Here's defensive end Micah Parsons after the game.
I mean, bro, it's hard to say shoulda, coulda, wouldas in this league because if you say you shoulda won, it's like, you lost. But you would like to win games like that. I think even the possession they scored, I just feel like we wish we had that third down back, so that's tough. But, yeah, I think we should win these type of games for sure.
Packers are now 5-3-1 on the season. They'll play the New York Giants on Sunday. The Milwaukee Bucks were also in action last night, taking on the Dallas Mavericks, and the #1 overall pick from the year's NBA draft, Cooper Flagg. Flagg showed off his skills early on. Here he is from the elbow and gets it to go, but later, Giannis gave the young gun a little rookie hazy and throwing it down on 2 Dallas defenders, making the Mavericks look silly. The Bucks would go on with a win in Star City, 116-114. And you'll be able to watch the Bucks on WISC TV Channel 3 this weekend. Morgan Murphy Media and WISC TV have once again teamed up with Weigel Broadcasting Company to bring Bucks games to fans in Madison. The first game to watch will be on November 15th when the Bucks host LeBron James and the Los Angeles Lakers. Coverage starts at 7 right here on Channel 3 on Saturday night. The Madison Water Utility is looking to raise how much you pay for water. Officials say this increase is necessary because it's gotten more expensive to run the plant. They're looking to increase water revenues by $8.2 million. That's an overall rate increase of about 15%. If approved, your monthly bill could jump by $6.50. They're also looking for your feedback right now. You can find more information on the City of Madison website. Construction is now underway for a new UW Health outpatient facility. Once completed, the new University Row Medical Center will be connected to the hospital's Digestive Health Center. It's part of a long-term plan to improve healthcare access on the Isthmus and will also provide critical urgent care to West Side patients.
The thing that it does for us as well is it allows us to provide that support in a single location versus distributed at these older facilities. So from an organizational perspective, we do like to see that combined as well because we think it's better for our patients and more efficient for us as well.
The project is set to be done by the end of 2027 with patients entering the facility in 2028. Coming up next on News 3 Now at noon, why Wendy's says it's closing hundreds of restaurants across the U.S., plus how Major League Baseball is handling a recent gambling scandal involving 2 pitchers.
Major Major League Baseball said it has authorized gaming operators to cap bets on individual pitches at $200 and exclude them from parlays. The move comes days after 2 Cleveland Guardians pitchers were indicted on accusations they rigged pitches for gamblers. MLB says the limits were agreed to by sportsbook operators, representing more than 98% of the U.S. betting market. And Wendy's says it plans to begin closing U.S. stores over the next few months to increase profitability and improve remaining restaurants. The move comes as budget-conscious consumers are cutting back on spending due to inflation. Wendy's currently has more than 6,000 locations in the U.S., according to its website. The closings could impact hundreds of them. That's your CBS News Money Watch report. For more, log on to cbsmoneywatch.com. At the CBS Broadcast Center, I'm Jesse Mitchell.
Here's a look at the stock report at the noon hour. The Dow is up 436 points. NASDAQ is down 110, and the S&P 500 is also down this hour 3 points. Our call for action volunteers are in the building taking your consumer complaints and taking action on your behalf. Call for action at 608-270-2833 or submit a claim anytime at channel3000.com/call for action. We'll have today's farm numbers up next, and Jacob is tracking the first warn forecast. Then later on Live at 4, how you can honor our nation's heroes on this Veterans Day. Pam Yankee is out of the radio barn today, so here are your farm numbers. We are just over 2 weeks away from Thanksgiving, and the Giving Community Center is getting ready to help families in need this Thanksgiving. This year's basket drive starts Saturday, and they could use your help. Beginning November 15th, they're looking for food and money to help fill 4,000 baskets. News Tree Now is once again a proud partner. You can start donating online right now at goodmancenter.org/donate. Time now for your certified most accurate forecast in Madison with First Warn meteorologist Jacob Montesano. Hi, Jacob.
Hey, Josh, we're not going to see much precipitation for the rest of the week, especially the rest of the work week. With those temperatures warming up, we're going to at least see highs in the 50s, possibly lower 60s at points later in the week. And our next chance of rain won't be over the weekend, and it's mostly going to be in the form of rainfall once it comes. Now, before I talk about all of that, I do want to mention that the northern lights may be visible tonight, especially across northern Wisconsin, where there will be some higher visibility. And visibility on the horizon will be as far south as almost central Illinois. And some forecasts actually have this even further south than this. And as I show you the overnight cloud cover forecast, it's going to be pretty clear here in southern Wisconsin. So looking at that forecast, some cloudy skies for the next few hours, a little bit less clouds further south and further west, but we are going to see skies become clear once we get toward the overnight hours, especially post midnight, where all of our air will be very clear. But if you do head up north for the northern lights, just be aware there is going to be more cloud cover up there. But here in southern Wisconsin, expect clear skies. And then for tomorrow, we're going to continue to see those clear skies. So let's take a look at the temperature forecast. Right now, we're in the 30s for much of the area, lower 40s further west, and some areas will get into the 40s that are in the 30s right now. So still a cold day, but we are seeing temperatures improve. But they're not really going to drop that much overnight. Despite the clear skies, we're going to have lows in the middle 30s, which is a lot better than the 20s we've seen the last couple of mornings. And then here's a look at today, and then here's a look at the next couple of days. We are going to see high temperatures rise each and every day. So today the forecasted high is around 41. Tomorrow will be around 50, and then middle 50s for Thursday, upper 50s Friday, lower 60s possible on Saturday. And obviously, we definitely could see a few areas getting into the lower 60s on Friday. Now, we are going to see some rain Saturday night into Sunday. And notice that's really going to cool the temperatures off for next week with highs back in the 40s. But notice the normal high is 48, 47 degrees roughly around this time of the year. And so these temperatures next week are much closer to what we normally see. Now, the last couple of days, it's been a lot colder than average. These temperatures are obviously going to be a lot warmer than average. And what we're seeing today is actually going to be kind of the closest day, tomorrow as well. And then next week, that average high will drop into the middle 40s, and that's where we're going to be. So overall, we've been a little colder than average. We're going to be a bit warmer than average going forward, but once we get to next week, it'll kind of even out. So looking at the rain chances, or rain and snow chances, I should point out, very dry for the rest of the work week, almost no chance of precipitation. And then once we get to Saturday night into Sunday, we have a better chance of that rainfall. And yes, it is going to mostly be in the form of rain. I don't expect to see much snow with this, but it will cool the temperatures down, as I mentioned, with some isolated precipitation chances towards next work week. And those isolated precipitation chances have a better chance of producing snowfall, as temperatures will be a bit cooler, especially during those overnight hours. So very nice conditions are expected later in the week. I mean, Friday night, the low is going to be in the upper 40s, which is a lot warmer than the high temperatures the last couple of days. So a big change is coming, but it's not going to last too long. Definitely take advantage of that Friday and Saturday temperature forecast, because the 60s will be few and far between the next couple of months.
Yeah, that's going to feel good. All right, Jacob, thank you. Well, Grammy Award-winning band Train is coming to Breeze Stevens next year. It's part of their 25 Years in the Atmosphere tour. The concert will be on August 8th, with the show set to start at 5:45. It will feature guest rock band Bare Naked Ladies and singer-songwriter Matt Nathanson. Tickets will go on sale this Friday morning at 10. Well, tonight may be the night you can become a multi-millionaire. The 8th largest Mega Millions jackpot is set to be drawn. That means that $900 million is up for grabs. But if you can't wait, the cash option is still a pretty penny, estimated to be worth $415 million. Tickets are $5 a pop, and the drawing is held at 10 o'clock. Up next at noon, Angie Edge returns with a recipe perfect for fans of Door County cherries. We'll be back. Welcome back. Angie Edge from Dairy Farmers of Wisconsin is back with us today. It's November. We're gearing up for the holidays. Thanksgiving's right around the corner.
Right. And you know, people this time of year are really starting to do a lot of baking. And it's a great time to support our Wisconsin dairy farmers by baking with all things real Wisconsin dairy. So I'm really excited about this pie because it has 4 delicious Wisconsin dairy products: real butter baked in the crust, heavy whipping cream, mascarpone, and also Wisconsin cheddar cheese. So it doesn't get any better than that.
And it's interesting when you think about a pie, I'm not really thinking Wisconsin cheese, but this really has it all.
Yeah, there's both cheese in the crust and cheese on top.
Love that.
So this is the cherry cheddar pie. I'm very excited also because this pie is actually featured in a Hallmark movie that's coming out this month, and it is the star of the show with the cherry cheddar cheese. So be on the lookout for that.
I will definitely be
Wisconsin
watching.
Christmas Pie Hallmark edition. So you can, like I said, the real butter is baked right in the base layer of the crust. That's what gets it nice and golden flaky. And then inside there is 6 cups of Door County tart cherries, along with some cornstarch that really thickens it up a little bit. And then I really had a lot of fun doing the basket weave. You can see the lattice on top of the pie, the cherry pie. It looks so elegant and delicious. And so the star of this recipe is the Door County cherry cheddar cheese. It's made by Renard's Cheese. They're up in Door County, so cherries and cheddar go great together. But he is a Wisconsin master cheesemaker in 2 types of cheeses, including cheddar. They make over 40 varieties of cheeses, so it's a great place to visit. You can buy cheese, visit their bistro, and so fun. And then, of course, to top it off, we have more dairy as well.
Love it.
So you use some heavy whipping cream, blend that with some Wisconsin mascarpone cheese, a little vanilla, and a little sugar as well. But what's pie without a little piece of whipped cream and real cream on top? So I'm very excited for you to try this. But when you're out getting your holiday supplies to bake cookies, pies, whatever it is, just look for that Proudly Wisconsin Dairy or cheese logo. The butter I'm using today is from Royal Guernsey Creamery. That's in Columbus, Wisconsin, another local favorite. but real butter made from the Guernsey cows from their farm, 2 sisters, great story as well. So every dairy product has such a great story to tell, and it's fun to learn more about all of them.
Especially around the holidays. It makes it a little
exactly.
extra special that not only is it tasty, but you get to support local here in Wisconsin.
Even with Black Friday shopping, you know, the gift of Wisconsin cheese and butter. What can be better than that?
Doesn't get any better.
Yeah,
Angie, thank you so much for your time. We appreciate it. Here's Jacob with a final check of your forecast.
Thanks, Josh. Temperatures slowly warming up throughout the week. We'll be back in the 50s tomorrow, but certainly back in the 50s Thursday and Friday, maybe even lower 60s at times, with rain expected Saturday night into Sunday, which will cool the temperatures back to near average levels for next week.
All right, Jacob, thank you. Thanks for watching News 3 Now at noon. Coming up next is The Bold and the Beautiful. Our next newscast is live at 4. And a reminder, you can always find us streaming 24/7 on Channel 3000+. Make it a great day.